Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like that rated
What's going on, folks? How are you guys all doing? Make sure y'all know what to do by now. Y'all should know this. You should know that you should go and click that thumbs up button right now so this video can be circulated within the YouTube world. Appreciate you guys all being here. Y'all know that I had to go jump off and well, thank God I had some time considering it's my son's 20th birthday. So I had to get online and do this, ladies and gentlemen. Had to. And I don't know who's here or who's in here right now, but no matter what it is, I just want to jump on and do this really, really quick because this is some breaking news, not just breaking news. It's like groundbreaking news. Yet at the same time, does it come as a surprise? I don't think it did. Although there were some of you that were a little kind of like, well, I don't know about what's going to happen in the Supreme Court. It was unconstitutional to begin with. So anyway, just want to welcome you all here. I know that a lot of y'all I didn't know you were going to go live. I didn't know I was going to go live either, folks. I did not know I was going to go live either. Make sure you hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, if this is your first time tuning in, double check to make sure that you are subscribed. If you have been subscribed to me, also to the ones who are freshly new in here and like my content, you need to check to see if you are subscribed as well. Because trust me, YouTube will unsubscribe you from this channel. Anywho, what I want to do here, I want to take you guys over to the news and how it came out, and I'm going to present it to you guys. All right. So again, before I show you guys this clip, do me a favor, hit that like button. All right. And without further ado, for you, those of you that may have not gotten this news, we're getting ready to roll right on into it. I'm going to show it to you guys without interruption. So here we go. Again, hit that like button for me, ladies and gentlemen.
Roll it, folks. This now is a Fox News alert, and reading this. The U.S. Supreme Court rules in favor of former President Donald Trump in his appeal of a Colorado ballot disqualification. That applies to Colorado. In all likelihood, it will apply to other states as well. Live to Shannon Bream for her initial analysis and reaction now. Did you have the inside word, Shannon? Hello.
Okay. So what we have from the court this morning is this decision in favor of President Trump. They essentially say the judgment of the Colorado Supreme Court that he could be kicked off the ballot in this manner does not stand, has to be overturned. Now, it's a per curiam opinion, which the Latin for that is sort of the court speaks. It's supposed to be sort of a unified voice. But we do, as I'm looking through here, some additional folks who wrote, Justice Barrett, and I believe Justices Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson, they write concurrences as well. So they may have gotten to this in a different way, but I don't see any dissents here. So it sounds like the court as a whole is agreed that whatever happened with Colorado, it was not the proper framework to use here. There's this discussion at the end of the main decision that says there would be essentially a patchwork across the states. This was one of the worries that the justices had, and the questions that came together in argument were, what happens if we tell one state they can do this? The Chief Justice said, what if one state decides, okay, I'm kicking off a Republican, another state says, okay, I'm kicking off a Democrat, and then we get down to just a handful of states that actually have all of the candidates' names on the ballot? What would that do to this country? So it sounds like the majority of the court has come together in this voice to say what happened in Colorado is not correct. It sounds like they're saying states don't have this power, but essentially this is something that should be left to Congress. And so they agree to that point, but how they got to these different positions, how they got to the agreement, they found some different maps there, but they got to the same end result, guys.
So Shannon, I have two questions for you. One is about Sotomayor. She was considered to be somebody who might disagree. And also, does this mean that for any other state that is thinking about this, like Illinois, for example, that if they're thinking of trying to keep Trump off the ballot, that they would be barred from doing so based on this decision?
Yeah, what I've seen so far of this and trying to read through here, it sounds like what they're saying is the states don't have this power. So that would mean any state, essentially saying this is something that should have been left to Congress. If you're going to, there's questions, not to get too wonky, but about the 14th Amendment, if it was self-executing, if states could pick it up and say, we find someone we think was guilty of insurrection, and so we're saying they can't be on our ballot. There was question, though, whether Congress has to give some framework for actually kicking someone off the ballot or making a decision about kicking someone off the ballot. So it sounds like here they say the disruption to allow states would be acute, could nullify the votes of millions and change the election result. At different times, they say enforcing Section 3 against federal office holders and candidates rests with Congress and not the state. So the judgment of the Colorado Supreme Court cannot stand. That sounds like a clear message without having read the entire opinion, but a clear message that states do not have the power to do this.
Yes. We'll allow you a moment to get a few paragraphs into your big brain, Shannon. Let's move to our team now. Jonathan Turley, you are first up to react to this now, sir. How do you hear it?
Well, I've just been reading the opinion. It's obviously sweeping. There aren't any real dissents, so it does look like it is unanimous, at least on the result. What they have a disagreement on is whether the court had to go as far as it did. Now, the most practical result of this is that the voters will be able to vote for the candidate that they prefer. This was a critical moment for this court in history. After all of the years we have spent in this republic, we came to a point where these states claimed that they could unilaterally bar the leading presidential candidate from ballots to prevent people from voting for Donald Trump. The court here spoke with a strong, and it appears unanimous voice, at least on the result, that that's not going to happen, that voters will vote. They'll make their own verdict, regardless of what happens in cases involving President Trump. They will cast the most important verdict of all. They will vote for the next president of the United States.
Okay, stand by there, sir. Let's get another opinion in here. Andy McCarthy, what's your read?
This big badass knife is taking the cooking industry by storm. These knives are built for real kitchen action.
I think Jonathan is right about the bottom line sweeping 9-0 decision with respect to the states. But I think that this case is actually a 5-4 case on what may be the most important decision. If I'm reading this right, what they're saying is that Section 3 cannot be enforced unless Congress legislates through Section 5 of the 14th Amendment, which it has done in enacting a criminal statute, which would allow someone to be convicted of insurrection. What I gleaned from this is that they're saying that in the next January 6th, the next time that Congress is called on to ratify an election result, that Congress cannot use Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to try to deny Donald Trump the presidency if he wins the presidential election, which is pretty momentous. And it looks to me like Justice Barrett and the three progressives on the court are unhappy that the court reached out and decided that.
Shannon Bream, now that you've had a chance maybe to take another look here, anything about the Sotomayor, Kagan, Jackson contingent?
Yeah, I think Andy's exactly right there. And what Professor Turley said as well, there's not a dissent. They concur in the judgment, but they say they don't think the court should have gone to all these additional questions that they did. They said it was enough, and Justice Barrett said in her concurrence too, just to get to the bottom line that states cannot do this. It's not in their purview to do it. But the dissent, again, not dissenters, the concurrence that comes from Justice.
Ladies and gentlemen that are in here right now, do me a favor, y'all. If y'all want this to get pushed out into the YouTube algorithm, and I see that a lot of you guys are very, very happy about it, do me a favor right now and click the like button. Again, I know you guys forget to do it, and it's okay. That's why I'm here to remind you. I just want y'all to make sure that you are clicking the like button. Click the thumbs up button so this video can be circulated out there in the YouTube world, folks. All right? Let this message get pushed out there. Appreciate you. All right?
Justices Sotomayor, Kagan, and Jackson takes a different path. They think the court goes too far. They say this: by resolving all these extra questions, the majority attempts to insulate all alleged insurrectionists from future challenges to their holding federal office. So they feel like the court went too far. You try to go as narrowly as possible. Again, they agree with the overall decision, but think that the court is trying to give too much cover to future candidates who may face this scenario, and they just don't think the court should have gone those extra steps.
Okay, Shannon, I'm going to show our viewers this map here, guys, if we could. I hope I've got the numbers right. Correct me if I'm missing a few. It appears that at least 9 states, all right, this applies to Colorado, but Illinois has a similar charge. So does the state of Maine. Maine is in Super Tuesday tomorrow. And then everything you see in yellow has a case that's pending. Mm-hmm. Does this nullify all of those, or some of those, or none of those?
Well, if you're asking me, I think we'd all probably agree that these states have lost their ability to do this, but I'll let my fellow panelists.
Okay, all right, Professor Turley, is it all these cases done?
I think they're all dead as Dillinger. I mean, when you read this opinion, there is no dissent that the states cannot enforce the 14th Amendment provision. The only disagreement, as we've been discussing, is whether the court should have gone even further to sort of close off future arguments or challenges without an action from Congress. The majority is saying that, look, you need Congress to act here before you can enforce this provision. Some of the justices felt they really didn't have to deal with that question. They didn't say, by the way, that they disagree with the conclusion necessarily, as much as that is a bit of a reach beyond where they need to go. And the dissent is saying, look, we have a long tradition of minimizing our footprint, of trying to stay confined to the question at hand. That's not much of a disagreement. You know, you keep in mind that for months now, this has been literally called an unassailable theory. Various professors and columnists have been saying that the only thing that will stop the disqualification of Donald Trump are the conservative justices acting as political robots. Well, this is a unanimous court rejecting that unassailable theory.
What's interesting, Andy, is this is obviously, no doubt, a big win for President Trump. A big win at the highest court in the land.
Actually, if you ask me, I say that this is a big win for America. I just want to throw that in there.
Also makes the Biden team have to live in reality that these court cases are not going to be the thing that gets Trump off the ballots or out of the race, that they are going to have to run against him. And what I'm wondering is, and I know you can't tell the future, crystal ball, but there are other cases that President Trump has asked the Supreme Court to look at. Would this ruling, with this kind of result in unanimity, at least on the fact that the states can't do this unilaterally unless Congress acts in those other provisions, which they're not going to do, does that mean that President Trump might have a better position going into the court on those other cases as well?
But is frozen dog food really worth it? In my
I don't think so, Dana. I think, first of all, it seems to me that in terms of minimizing its footprint, as Jonathan referred to, What this court wants to make clear is it is not deciding the 2024 election. This decision has been crafted in a way that, depending on what happens in the election, the court is essentially saying, don't come back to us after the election and have Democrats in Congress trying to disqualify Trump under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. That's done. We're not doing that. However, they're gearing up for a September trial of Trump in the January 6th case. You can see that already from the reporting last week, where the Jack Smith prosecution team basically trashed what's previously been known as the unwritten 60-day rule, where the Justice Department supposedly won't take action that might influence an election. They said last week that's not operative. The New York Times, in its reporting about this particular case that came down today, noted that if the court kept the same pace with respect to the immunity case as they've kept with this Section 3 case, that would open up the door to have a September trial of the January 6th case in Washington. So I think the Democrats are very much banking on court action to hurt Trump's campaign, maybe fatally. And I think the Supreme Court is saying, you know, we don't want to be involved in this come after Election Day, when somebody comes to us and asks us to disqualify him.
You know, that's really interesting, because you and Turley and Shannon, you've been telling us for a month that this decision would be, even on the day it was argued, you said it's 8-1-9-0. And you all three of you were right on that. Amy Coney Barrett says, I think it's her last line, all 9 justices agree on the outcome of this case. That is the message Americans should take home. And so this was argued on the 8th of February. It was delivered, it was rendered today, right? March 4th? That's 25 days. I mean, Shannon, you'd admit that that's lightning fast for the U.S. Supreme Court. And so now we've got this immunity case the 3rd week of April. And you've all been telling us that it's quite possible they could issue a decision on that by the end of June. What I think is really interesting about the timing there, if you look at the calendar, for the past couple of years, and we've been doing the show for a while, so we know it's really not the last week of June, right, Shannon? The last couple of years, they bleed into the first week of July. And this year, Monday is July 1st, Tuesday is July 2nd, Wednesday is July 3rd. Then America goes off on its big holiday weekend. And I think based on today's decision, that we're going to hear from this court on immunity right before America goes into the July 4th weekend. And that may decide the outcome come November. I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe.
All right, folks, there you have it. You all just heard it. Supreme Court ruled 9-0. And during that time, I was trying to get in here. Let me see, make sure y'all can hear me a little better. I was getting in here and trying to find if there's any more articles here, if there's any more extra information that they may be pushing out. Let's see here. What are you? A divided Colorado Supreme Court on Tuesday declared, nah, that's not it. What's amazing right now is when I put in Supreme Court sides with Donald Trump, they keep on bringing up old stuff. While you guys are in here, make sure you hit that like button so the video can be pushed out into the YouTube algorithm. I do understand what some of you guys are saying in here. Let's see where you are. My guy that just said he wanted to make sure he was going to like it. Yeah. He said, although you are almost always automatic like, I need a brief period to be sure. Well, the thing is, I get what you're saying, but again, I just want y'all to understand that you're not hitting the like button because you like the video that I'm doing, or you like, I mean, that it could be a reason, but I always say that thumbs up button, it should say push out into the YouTube world or don't push out into the YouTube world. That's what that button should say, because technically, honestly, that's what that thumbs up button means. The thumbs up button literally means push it out in YouTube world, don't push it out in YouTube world. And if you do hit the thumbs up button again, what that means also is that, and when I do videos, YouTube will continuously recommend my videos to you. Guys, I did not know that. That is a slick move that YouTube did. So even the people who have come back to my channel, now when I say come back, they didn't know that they were unsubscribed from my channel. They would say, I didn't know that you were still doing reaction videos. I didn't know that you were still doing things. The reason why is that if you don't hit the like button, YouTube don't recommend my stuff to you. This is what I'm being told by YouTube. See what I'm saying? So for the ones who did not understand that, hitting the like button doesn't necessarily mean that you like my video or you like me. Hitting the like button literally means to push the video out into the YouTube world, and hitting the like button means also that you want YouTube to keep on recommending my content to you. So it's slick. They didn't tell any of us that. Anyway, back to this. For the ones who are going to be completely upset and pissed off, oh my God, people like The View, Whoopi Goldberg and all them, the fact that it was like, well, the Supreme Court is going to is because Trump has them all scared. And no, it's because this is right. What they were trying to do is unconstitutional. In Illinois, you might as well follow suit. It's not going to happen there. It's not going to happen. They're going to completely throw it off to Illinois. Take a hint. Right now, the judge should just rescind what she did in regards to trying to remove Trump from the ballot. Because what's going to make Illinois any different? If Illinois is saying they're removing Trump from the ballot, just like Colorado did, the same fashion, the same reason, just like Maine did, same fashion, same reason, guess what's going to happen? The court just ruled on this. Illinois, what makes you think you're going to be any different? Oh, because we gotta know. No, it's not going to happen. I told you guys already. Illinois is freaking out because of the migrant crisis that's going up there in Chicago in the Cook County area. A lot of black people, and I know it's not going to be a huge significant number to where y'all going to be like, ooh, it's a huge turn of the century. But it got their attention enough to where black people are speaking out and pissed off, going to all these town council meetings, and they're going off on the mayor to where it got their attention. Now it's like, oh, shoot. Because if you actually paid attention to Illinois and seen how it's lit up, Illinois is super red, y'all. I know we call it the blue state because the idiots that are the governor over here and then the mayor of Chicago, but majority of Illinois is red. But I don't know why they give so much. And we know because I guess the delegates, whatever you want to call it up there in the Cook County region, in the Chicago region, a lot of those people go blue, and then the whole state ends up flipping to blue. Anyway, this is some really good news that came out for America. It's not just for people, period. Listen, understand this. This is what people don't get. It has nothing to do, because I tell y'all all day long, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a conservative, I'm not a liberal, I'm not any of those things. I'm just Ty. I just look at things for what they are. I look at things for being right, I look at things for being wrong, and I call them as such. What am I saying that for? A lot of people who are going to be pissed off that they didn't remove Trump because y'all thinking he's going to be a dictator, he's going to ruin America. It's always doom and gloom around this time when the president, y'all said that George Bush was the Antichrist. Y'all said that Barack Obama was the Antichrist. He's going to bring in this. He's going to bring in Muslims. He's going to bring in all these people from the Muslim faith. They're going to come in here and it's going to be a Muslim country. I mean, it's always a doom and gloom story. The reason why I say that is this. They say the same thing about Trump. They're trying to remove Trump because they know America is choosing Trump. It just is what it is. America is choosing Trump. Why? Because Trump is choosing America. How do I know that? Based off the actions. We're not being sold out to China. We didn't have no crazy open borders. We weren't in war. We had a great economy. People were happy. People were doing well. Gas prices down. There was no inflation. Well, Ty, that's because COVID came in, blah, blah, blah. I do believe, in my opinion, if Trump would have been the president for these past 4 years, I think the COVID thing would have been a whole different ball game. I think it would have been handled differently or whatever. I think Fauci probably would have been gone a lot sooner Anyway, what I'm saying all that for, and the reason why I drew Trump up and said this thing's all about Trump, and the ones that hate Trump, the reason why I said this is this. The reason why it is a win for America today, with the Supreme Court ruling 9-0, is what will happen if they try to do that to your favorite nominee, your favorite Democrat. Would you want this to be something that we do this all based off of the Constitution? Because if they can do it to Trump, they can, that's a Republican. They can do it for a Democrat that will be running. I'm talking about futuristically speaking. Let's just say we went 20 years from now. If things completely was just like awesome, cool, now Democrats and Republicans got another presidential nominee. You know, I might be on the ballot. No, I'm messing with y'all. But I'm just saying, if it got to that point 20 years from now and we're all getting ready to vote for another president, and if the Supreme Court ruled against Trump, and we know that your person that you want to pick can be kicked off ballots in different states, that can happen to a Democrat, it can happen to a Republican. So that's why I say it's not just a win for the Republican Party or those that are MAGA or those that are Republican favorites of Trump. It is a win for all America, plain and simple. And as you can see, and as y'all saw, it was a 9-0 ruling, plain and simple. Now, what I'm going to do right now, because there were some things that was going around that was saying that Trump, let me see. Trump speaks after a ruling. Let's see. I thought that we were going to have some. While I'm looking for this, hit that like button for me real quick, guys. Hit that like button. I thought Trump had some words to say, but I'm pretty sure he will. And okay, so here go a few things right here. It does not, no. You guys are like, Ty, what are you looking at? I'm actually looking at a screen right now to try to see if Donald Trump has some words to say. Trump says Supreme Court ruling in Colorado is unifying and inspirational, but I can't find any reading on where Trump said this. Again, if you're just now tuning in and you don't know what's going on, Trump ends up winning his Supreme Court case in court, with Colorado trying to throw him off the ballot. Okay, let me see if this is it right here, guys. Geez, this is not it either. Okay, this might be it. Let me see if I can share this tab. Get out the way. It's crazy to make you jump through so many goddamn on hoops. There we go. I'll make it differently so y'all can see that bigger. There we go. As you can see right there. Just in, Trump says Supreme Court ruling is unifying and inspirational for Americans. Former President Donald Trump spoke with Fox News Monday shortly after the Supreme Court ruled he cannot be disqualified from the ballot. Trump says Supreme Court ruling in Colorado case is unifying and inspirational. A great win for America. Very, very important, Trump told Fox Digital. Equally important for our country will be the decision that they will soon make on immunity for a president, without which the presidency would be relegated to nothing more than a ceremonial position, which is far from what the founders intended, Trump added. No president would be able to properly and effectively function without complete and total immunity. Today's decision, especially the fact that it was unanimous 9-0, is both unifying and inspirational for the people of the United States of America, explained the front runner of 2024. This is the development story, is what they have right there. So I just wanted to point that out and show it to you guys. So anyway, guys, look, y'all know how I am. I just look at things for what they are and things for what's right. That's it. That's it. And if one of the candidates is siding more with my principles, more with my morals, that's going to be the person I'm going to vote for. I'm not going to vote. If you are voting solely because you just don't like a person because I don't like that he talks about people. I don't like his smug look. I don't like that he tans his skin. I don't like that he colors his hair. I don't like the way that he talk to people. I don't like the way that I mean, all I say is, do you base your decision off of those things, or do you base your things off of what's going to be beneficial and best for you and others? What's on the table right now? I guarantee you, or your money back. You guys are hearing this today on March the 4th, 2024. If Trump wins the presidency, when Donald Trump wins the presidency of 2024, the next 4 years, I guarantee you all the bull crap that a lot of them talk about, well, Trump's going to usher in this, Trump's going to usher in that. I guarantee you it's not going to happen. And you know what? I will be the one to come back to you guys and make a video and say, hey, y'all remember when I said X, Y, and Z? It's not happening. And guess what you're going to do? Guess what's going to be heard? The liberals, the snow cone color hair social justice warrior crew, they're not going to be around to say, oh, you're right. Just like right now. I'm not going to get too deep into it. But for those of you that were with me at the beginning of the C19, y'all know what I'm talking about? Those of you that were with me at the beginning of C19, was I right or was I right? You're not a virologist. You're not. Was I right or was I right? And what are they saying right now? But see, when I make a video showing people and telling people what I said 3 years ago about this C19, and I said what we actually really do see in the hospitals from Chicago down to St. Louis, when I was showing you guys videos of the hospitals and this so-called influx and all that, when I showed you guys that, when I showed you that they were lying and saying, oh, the hospitals and every place, these places are full. When I showed y'all, yeah, the emergency room was full, but there was nobody in those rooms in the hospital because they were lying to make it seem like, well, we can't get people into these rooms and get them admitted because the hospital was so full. But I'm showing y'all these rooms are empty. It was a lot of that was complete propaganda. I showed y'all raw videos. YouTube took my stuff down for disinformation when I'm sitting there showing them what was going on in several hospitals that I work in, from Chicago to St. Louis. I showed them several, but I was putting out disinformation when I'm showing it with a camera. The camera don't lie. I told y'all exactly what was going to end up happening. Look where we're at right now. Guess what the CDC released now? Oh, if you get COVID-19, just treat it like the flu or, your basic respiratory illness. Why now? Well, Todd, that's because people got boosted and people got no. What about a great number of people, especially amongst the blacks, who didn't get that Fauci, ouchie, hokey pokey clot shot? My point in saying all that is I told you and I warned y'all that when I turn out to be right, I'm not a person that usually do that, but in cases like this, because it dealt with people's lives, I'm going to rub it in. And I told you. So all you out there so proud that y'all got I got my Vax card. I get to go into stores. I got my Vax card. I get to go into restaurants. I got my Vax card. I can go to the mall. I got my Vax card. I can go anywhere I want to in a grocery store. I got my Vax card. I can get in the airport. I got my Vax card. I can fly on a plane because I got my Vax card. I get to go to clubs. Now, what does your Vax card mean now? Y'all were acting like y'all were the cream of the crop because y'all got a Vax card. Now it means nothing. I told you it was going to mean nothing. I told you they were going to rack up so much money off of that. And now what does your Vax card mean? Because there's people out there that, like me, we didn't get the Fauci, ouchie, hokey pokey clot shot. Doing good. Oh, but Ty, if you get it, I'm telling you, it's gonna what? But you can bring it to your family. My family didn't get it. None of them. Went to relatives' house. We didn't fall for the bull crap. Only allow 11.5 people in your house for Christmas and Thanksgiving. We were still full with 30, 40, 50 people. We didn't fall for the bull crap. How did I get on this? I have no idea. The point of me saying all that is this. I said that all the doom and gloom that they claimed it was going to happen, now that it's over and it's done, I'm sitting there saying, guys, I thought it was going to be like, what happened to all the variants? I thought this one was supposed to be real bad. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember I did a video in December. It was supposed to be super bad, remember? Then stupid, what's his name? Jimmy Fallon made a video. Because we got a new brand variant. Make sure you don't go see a booster before you get your fully booster. Dumb stuff. Propaganda like bad. And folks out there, I'm so glad. First, y'all started off, I got my Vax card. I got number 1. I got booster number 2. I'm better than you because you only got booster number 1. I got booster number 3. I'm better than the rest of you because you only got booster number 1. Guess what? I'm on number 7. Piers Morgan. I flamed him for that too. Well, actually, I mean, if you don't want to go, I don't understand why anyone would not want to do this for the rest of America. I mean, people are just stupid. And here he is on number 6 booster, and he still got it too. Now they're saying, never mind. Just treat it like the flu. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, y'all, the reason why I said that again is because when I come back and make a video of saying, I told y'all, people don't want to say, well, Ty, actually, you were right. Oh, actually, I would. No, it's, well, we didn't really know. And I heard there were people. Anyway, y'all. Anyway, appreciate you guys all being here. Don't forget to hit that like button if you're in here. So to pretty much sum all of this up, it's one thing to say that if Donald Trump wins the presidency, that it's going to be all doom and gloom and bad, and he's going to be a dictator. He's going to beat up and he's going to do all these crazy things. He's going to. But when Donald Trump was president, none of those things happened. But now Donald Trump going to decide to do it now because he lost to Biden. But at the same time, I'll raise you another one. Those of you who are all about Biden and you voted for him, which that's your prerogative. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm not mad. I'm the type of person that when you make a decision and you get smacked with the consequences, I'm just going to be like, how's that feeling right now? Huh? Talk, what are you talking about? Slow down for y'all because I know y'all say I talk fast and I try to slow down. That's why I'm talking like I am right now. You guys said that when Trump becomes president, black folks going to have it bad because he's a racist. This was in 2016. You guys said Trump going to just do nothing more because he's a businessman. He's just going to take money from America. He's going to find some way to launder money into America. You guys said that when Trump becomes president, he's going to usher us into World War III. Y'all said when Trump becomes president, he's going to divide the whole Republican Party because he's a racist. None of that happened. And when it didn't happen, and people like me and others are saying it didn't happen and showing you that it didn't happen, a lot of the liberals, a lot of the left, a lot of black folk who are just gun-ho committed Democrat, no matter what, without asking no questions, they had nothing to say. Now, Biden wins 2020. Woo, celebrations. Biden's going to do this. Oh, ooh, we got a real one. Biden's going to make it good for black people. Ooh, Biden had Cardi B interviewing on there. He interviewed Cardi B. Ooh, Biden flat out said to black folks, if you don't know if you for me or Trump, then you ain't black. He pretty much said a racist statement right there to your face, black folks, and Negroes still voted for him because no, he didn't mean it that way, Ty. What he meant by that is that, we so traditionally voted Democrat. He was just pretty much saying, he pretty much saying you Negroes, Lyndon B. Johnson, I'll have you niggas voting for 200 years after this from what I'm doing. No, Biden knows that manuscript, and he went by that manuscript. That's why he knew he could sit there and say to a black man in front of the whole world, if you don't know if you're me or Trump, then you ain't black. In other words, he's saying you're not on the plantation. He could have just switched around. If you don't know if you're for me or Trump, then congratulations, you're not on the mental plantation. That's what he should have said. That would have been better. So what am I saying that for? Biden wins the presidency. And as soon as he win, there were black folks out there celebrating, and then that god dang on man on CNN who another guy. So tell me why you're emotional. My kid's going to be able to have a future, and they're going to be able to walk. They're going to be able to walk down the street, and my world looks completely different. And he doing all that goddamn on fake crying and mess like that because Biden's going to make it better for black folks. Well, black people, like I say, and I'm just saying it. I'm saying it because that's how I am as a father. And this is where I look at the situation with folks that I actually counsel and people that I actually am helping in the community. How's that feeling right now, huh? How's it feeling? Because all I'm hearing is y'all don't have no money. Gas prices went up. Y'all barely can afford the rent. There were people who were literally in the middle class. They just crossed over. I'm talking about black people. They just crossed over into being middle class. And within 2 years, back to the ghetto, back to the projects, back to the hood, back on Section 8, back on SNAPs, back on EBT, back on food stamps, back on WIC, back on the Obama phone, back on Medicaid. What are you saying that for, Ty? I told you earlier, Trump, with all those things they said Trump was going to do from 2016 to 2020, didn't happen. It actually got better. All the great things that a lot of you thought was going to happen with Joe Biden from 2020 to current, it got worse. And yet, with it being worse, especially for a lot of blacks, since we can't never do nothing, we can't come up, systemic racism, oh man, reparations, we need. How's that working for y'all right now? Well, California got reparations on. They said, how's that working for y'all right now? No, they looking into it. They told us to. How's that working out for y'all right now? Oh, no. See, you don't understand. When Biden got in there, he said he going to make it to where we can get loans no matter our credit score. How's that working for y'all right now? How's that working for y'all? No, Biden going to create jobs. He didn't create jobs. Y'all just went back to work from y'all lost y'all jobs during the pandemic when they were literally paying y'all to stay at home. And even right now in healthcare, we still are suffering in healthcare. Y'all, healthcare took a huge hit. My employees took a huge hit. We are like, we like every week, y'all don't know, as a director, every darn week, we are scrambling to try to get physicians, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, nurses especially. It's so bad right now that they are allowing nurses to go to school to be a full-blown RN. They are allowing you to go 16 months to become a full-blown RN. At first, it was like, you got to get that associate's. Then they really want to push you to get the bachelor's. Now they're saying we can do a 16-month program for you to be a full-blown RN. They're hurting because this current administration was it was easy to pay you to stay home. So no jobs got so-called created. Oh, employment is up. Employment is up. Employment is good. Yeah, because people seeing it, if they don't go to work, they're going to be poor. And at the same time, y'all look what happened to the homeless rate. Y'all don't think about homeless as being somebody that y'all just see on the street laying all on the ground. No. There's other precursors that qualifies you to be homeless. Anyway, again, it's so easy to decipher between all of this. All you have to do is look at what is currently happening to you right now. Black folks, if you're listening, they only did these things to make y'all feel good, like they always do. They tell you things that's going to tickle your ear and make you feel good. And the reason why I resonate with Trump is because I'm the type of person to where I will tell you things and I will say things to you, not with the intentions of hurting your feelings. But if I do say something that do offend you or hurt your feelings, I'm not going to apologize for it because that wasn't my intention. Like whenever I disciplined my sons, there was a time where when I disciplined my sons, my wife would go, oh, you hurt their feelings. I would go, so? Now, I wasn't trying to do that. Stop. Let's not get distracted by the fact that my son's feelings was hurt while I disciplined him versus what my son did to get disciplined. So a lot of people take that the wrong way. Again, y'all, you have to be adult enough. You have to be mature enough to understand. You may not like how Trump say it, but at the same time, at the end, did it benefit you? Did it make you better? Did he protect you? Did he put you first? And I can guarantee y'all this. Y'all may not know this. I guarantee you Trump is a lot harder on his own kids than he is on what y'all feel like he was for America. What's wrong for calling? What's wrong? See, the issue that became this. What's wrong with calling somebody fat? What's wrong with that? My son at one point, I'm like, boy, you kind of getting a little chunky. Oh, don't say that to him. Well, he's getting chunky. Well, see, me telling you that you're getting chunky, you looking at it like from a standpoint of what they're trying to get y'all to do right now with these little these jelly-back, sissified baby. Oh, my feelings. No, I don't care about all that because that's not my intention. The reason why I said you're getting chunky is because if you keep going down that route, in the end, it's going to harm you. You're going to possibly end up with type 1, type 2 diabetes. You're going to end up having inflammation of the joints because the body composition and all that stuff, your BMI, body mass index, is going to weigh on your joints. You're going to end up having respiratory issues because now you go up the stairs, you breathing hard. We can't go to the zoo and walk through the zoo no more in St. Louis. We can't walk through the zoo no more because we got to wait every 5 minutes because you got to catch your breath. But all you wanted to focus on was, you shouldn't have called him chunky. No, we're not doing that. So that's what I'm saying. That's what a lot of people read wrong about Trump. Now, I got to talk with him for like 45 minutes. And that's what I was able to get from him. I'm like, wow, a lot of things he do, the way he, has a lot of his stuff set up. I'm like, I'm the same exact way. But guess what? My son did what he needed to do. The weight got down. Now he begs me to go to the gym. Dad, let's go. I'm like, boy, we going Monday through Friday. I'm resting on the weekend. Well, how about this? He even tried to bribe me. If we go to the gym on Saturday, Dad, I'll buy you. Because guess what? He's feeling better. He's healthy. He see how good he looks now. He see that he's not winded and anything like that. He see that it's just easy for his body to move around. So I'm saying all that to say this. Although you may not like how Trump said, you still got to look at the end game of Trump having your interest at best. What are you talking about? Somebody that will say America first. Imagine America being my child. And I'm telling you, no matter what goes on, I'm going to take care of my child, no matter what. Now, there's things that I have to do to my child. And one thing about me as a father, I live in reality. Reality tells me I'm not going to let you do certain things because, for one, you're not ready for it yet. 2, it can harm you. 3, you don't even understand what it is that you're asking for yet. So I'm going to do what's best for you. When you get older and you mature, you're going to look back on this and say, Dad, you were right. And that's why right now a lot of black people are saying, Trump, you were right. Yes, we were better under Trump. And I know that a lot of the news stations are not going to show you guys this. They don't want you to see it. A lot of black people are flat out going around saying, Trump, you were right. Guys, and I know this is kind of messed up. If the video is not syncing right now, that's because that's a YouTube thing. I have no idea why it happens that way, but it definitely is a YouTube thing. So maybe it'd be better if I just took myself off screen. If I took myself off screen, maybe I need to talk with a mask on like this so y'all can't see my mouth moving or anything like that, but you only see. But it could be a delay here as well because of the oh, you said it's syncing fine on your end? Peter Dudek said it's syncing fine on his end. Just saw the video of you at the school board meeting in 2021. I'm not a terribly religious man, but God bless you, sir. Hey, I appreciate that. And your children are blessed to have you watching out for them. Yeah. Actually, Peter, my son, I still watch out for my sons, but my sons are like pretty much grown. Matter of fact, my youngest one, he turned 20 today. My oldest one turned 22 about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, guys, that's what I want to throw in there. And again, I finish it off with that is that Donald Trump, you may not like him. Guys, I'm being real. I knew this because I didn't have a father in my life. But then when I got to a certain age and I lived with my pastor, like around the age of 13, 14, when I lived with my pastor, who is a definitely man's man, and I had other men in the church who were very masculine men. I tell you right now, they told you things despite if it hurt your feelings or not because they knew it was in your best interest. They knew it was going to be good for you. So now what am I saying that for? I knew that when I had my sons, I knew that there was going to be moments that they didn't like me. I knew it was going to be moments that they probably didn't like how I said something to them. But again, my job is not to focus on, oh, I shouldn't say that. Oh, my job is the end game, knowing that what I'm saying to my sons, I'm giving them reality. Because here's the thing, the world is going to treat them and be way more unforgiving than what I am. So I'm preparing them to go out there in the world. That's why when these snow cone, color hair, social justice warrior, jelly-backed, sissified, feelings easily offended snowflake kids of this lead of this generation, that's why when they get out there in the world, it's, oh my God, they made me work 8 hours. I wasn't able, oh my God. They're sitting there making TikTok videos. Hello, guys. Today at work, and right now I got to make sure nobody's watching. Today at work, I was just trying to make a really, really short video. And then my boss came in and told me that from now on, I'm not to be on my phone while on a job. And guys, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I mean, who is my boss to have the right to tell me that I can't be on my phone and make a short video? I was barely even 5 minutes on the phone. This is so messed up. And, you know, I have to work because my mom put me out the house because I told my mom that I'm a Furby. And she didn't believe me. She told me, well, get your Furby butt out. And I said, roof, 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 roof. And my mom told me to get out. I said, Mom, I can speak English and dog. You have to be able to speak dog with me. You have to address me as Muppy the puppy. Address me as Muppy the puppy, Mom. But she did. Oh my God, guys, my boss is coming. I got to go. This is who we dealing with right now. These are the people who are voting for Biden because he's giving it to them. Okay, now use Biden as a father. Let me give y'all everything y'all asking for. A kid Dad, y'all look what's happening. Why do you think on medicine labels it says keep out of reach of children? Because the children don't know any better. They will take it and eat it and they would die. Why you got to be a certain age and certain range or a certain type of maturity before you can drive and do all these different things? Why? Because if I let a little 3-year-old get in the car, he's just gonna go like this. We're gonna all crash. But right now, y'all get what I'm saying. The whole part. Okay, if you keep medicine out of reach of children, they won't be able to take it to where they can possibly ingest it and die. If you don't let kids do things that they're not supposed to do, like driving while they're 5 or 6 years old, they're gonna crash the car. You don't let them do a whole lot of things because you know that in the end it's going to hurt them. Now imagine if you just let them do it anyway. It's going to hurt them. So what am I saying that for? With the current administration and a lot of this crazy stuff that they're pushing out there, this crazy agenda, these crazy, ridiculous curriculums that they're pushing through schools, these people know that these kids, this generation in the end are going to be harmed by it. So when people like me and others speak out against it, y'all thinking that we're trying to do something to y'all. No, we're actually helping you live in reality because we know the end game is going to be you being destroyed. And that's why when these little crazy generation kids go out on the job, they're crying. I got to work 8 hours. Oh my God. Rent is so high. I don't know how to survive. I don't know. Because you weren't trained to, I understand that although this dumb stuff and this craziness is being pushed through legislation, I understand that. But what we have to understand too is that it's going to all come down to you. You as a parent, you let this nonsense in your house. You let your kids have phones and computers in their rooms. You let the kids sit idly while you did your own thing instead of being a parent. I'm just being real. I'm not hating on y'all because not everybody has a mindset like I do. I got to ask this, and this is really cool. Some people that me and my wife are counseling right now. I'll say about, let's just say, where this is way more than this. Let's just say we got 10 couples. My wife and I are counseling right now who have children between the ages of 3 and 8. Guess what they don't have? No cell phones, no iPads. There is a computer, but the computer is in the living room and it's only used for the kids to do work, and they can have privileges to where they might be able to watch their favorite cartoon. But we even go further than that because I really care about people. I really care about kids to the utmost. And I really want parents for their kids' minds not to be corrupted. Guess what cartoons these kids are watching? Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, Tweety Bird, Sylvester the Cat, Daffy Duck. They watching Looney Tunes. Because as a kid, they don't know that we're currently in this era that we're in right now. It does not matter. So we're not going to be feeding them the bull crap that they try to push through agendas that they can just watch all day long, idly. We're not doing that. So these families see, oh my God, why are my children doing so much better in school than these other kids? Why my child seems to be focused? Why don't my child have all these weird depression issues at the how are you depressed at 5? How are you depressed as a kid? How? As a kid, you depressed? Because a child will be severely underdeveloped if all you do is put them in front of an iPad or a phone and let them just sit there all day long. Look. Oh my God. Look at this. I be getting so, when I go to some of these community centers, I be getting so pissed when I see that. Oh my God. Oh, look at this. look at it. Look at that. I just be sitting there lying. Can't stand it. All day long. The reason we do that is this. When you constantly keep them, go eat lunch, guys. Okay, back to parents sitting in there watching their favorite soap opera or whatever it may be while the kid just watching stuff on iPad all day long. Guess what happens? Creativity gets lost. There's no creativity now. Because if you keep on consuming, you can't be constructive. That's easy. So these parents, we tell them, nope. Well, Ty, when do kids get a cell phone? Guess what? My son's got a cell phone. Hit that like button for me real quick before I tell y'all that. 5 seconds, y'all. Hit the like button right now. Appreciate it. Hit it for me right now. My son's got a cell phone when they got jobs and they were able to buy them themselves. So what, 17, 18. They had jobs before that, but they realized it wasn't that important because now they had to spend their money on it. It's easy. But guess what? They weren't corrupted by none of this nonsense. My sons play instruments just like I do, by ear. Drawing. The other one is a crazy music making Mongo. You lose your children's creativity if you put them in front of a phone and the computer all day long. You are allowing your children to be indoctrinated by this current agenda. Trust me when I tell y'all, they put it in the phones. You can say, oh, I got child protection to all my kid is able to watch is things made for kids 13 and under. But the ideology and the principles of CRT, the ideology and the principles of lesbian, gay, LGBTQ, all that's being pushed in those kids' cartoons as well. YouTube feeds your kid this stuff, but you come in there and you look on their phone. Let me see what you're watching. And you see little, we're going down to the store to get some apples. And you're like, okay, that's just a cartoon. That's just a cartoon. It's not just a cartoon. It's a cartoon that's going to push an ideology in there. Billy Boy says, hey, appreciate you for the super chat right there. Says, bro, you have a 17-year-old kid? No, I don't have a 17-year-old kid. I have a 22-year-old son and I have a 20-year-old son. How old am I? I'm old enough to have a 22-year-old son and a 20-year-old son. And this June, in a few months, I'm going to be married 23 years. So I'll let you try to figure that out. No, I appreciate the super chat there, though. No, but sir, I'm 42 years old. So guys, to sum all of this up, I know I gave y'all a whole lot of, nuggets and things to think about. And I know I did have some of my liberals in here, some of my Democratic friends in here. It's just giving you something to think about. When it all comes down to it, as a father, raising my sons, my job was to provide for them. It was to protect them. It's to guide them. It's to counsel them, all those things. But the number one thing is to make sure that their overall well-being is going to be good to where they're not going to be destroyed. And that's why my sons are doing so well right now. This current administration that's allowing anybody to come into our house, they beating up our family. They're murdering our family. They're raping our family. Yes, they are. They're taking money from our family, and then we'll turn around and tell you guys to pay for it. Although we letting all these, can you imagine that in your own personal residence right now, your own home? Can you imagine if I told you I want women to come into your house, I want men to come in your house, I want children to come into your house, and you know what? Won't you feed them while you at it? Oh, but they don't like your American food. So what we're going to do? We're going to give them some money. And this money that we're giving them, we're giving it to them for free. No, we won't give none of your veterans no free money. We won't give none of the disenfranchised black homeless people. We won't give them no money, but we're going to give these foreigners money. And then we're going to ask y'all to pay for it too through your taxes. What would you do? Would you say, oh, that's the type of person I want to run the country? That's the type of person I want. No, your wife would be like, your wife. I know my wife would be like, if you don't get these people out of our house, eating up our food, using our electricity, using our water, I wake up in the morning. I don't want to. If you don't get these people out the house, you are not going to have a wife. What am I saying? As the president, this current administration, right now, that's what they're doing to America. If you don't see it that way, leave it in the comment section and argue otherwise, because it's arguable. But I sure would like to see what logic you would use right now to go against somebody's not taking care of their own home first. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, again, hit that like button before y'all get out of here. I got to get ready to get out of here, go celebrate my son's 20th birthday today. And appreciate y'all all being here. And great news here. Don't forget, because y'all keep on doing this and I'm getting them through emails. I keep it scrolling right there. Look, it's right there. For those of you saying, how can I send the Cash App? It's right there. And let me go ahead and do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. Because I give credit where credit is due. Okay. What I mean by that is I'm shouting out the people who sent in a Cash App, if I know how to navigate myself through it. But while I'm doing this, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Okay. Linda Grissom with the Cash App. Thank you so much, and God bless you for that. Debbie R. Patton with a Cash App says, keep spreading the love and truth. God bless you, and I really, really appreciate that. Nelda Mickey with the Cash App. God bless you, and I really appreciate it. Macon Blankenship and Patricia Jones. God bless you guys, and thank you for the Cash App. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, y'all know how I end all my videos, and I really mean it. I am Ty Smith, model Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus. What's going on, everybody? So, hey, check this out. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to view these videos. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and